One got knocked down, he won't get up again. The other went knocked him down. One got knocked down, and now he's fucking dead. The other went knocked him out. Combo Breaker!
Oh, it's Halloween, and you know what that means? Scary masks, bladed weapons, blood, creepy as shit horror movie characters? Oh yeah. And tonight, on this most special of days, we're having an epic battle between Leatherface, the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, and Michael Myers. No, he's not Jason. Dear God. So let's start this review off with my favorite Mortal Kombat X character, Leatherface. Bubba Sawyer is a psychotic man known as Leatherface. He's a murderer and cannibal, and unlike most slasher villains, he is not supernatural. He is just a man wearing a mask made of human flesh. So let's take a look at Leatherface's powers and abilities. Well, that is if he has any. I mean, he's just a human. Leatherface does have superhuman strength and durability, and is very resistant to pain, and is skilled with his chainsaw. So that's really it for his powers, unfortunately. But let's see what he does. So Leatherface obviously carries his chainsaw and occasionally a sledgehammer. So what does Leatherface do with these weapons, you ask? Well, with his chainsaw and sledgehammer, he can easily rip through and smash humans and even walls. Leatherface is faster than an average human, as he can easily catch his victims and can run at peak human levels at his best, but this is very uncommon. Leatherface can take wall-level attacks, as we've seen him get stabbed multiple times, shot multiple times, and even hit by his own chainsaw a few times. Leatherface has super high stamina, as he can be impaled and shot and slashed and continue fighting. Leatherface is a clever killer and skilled butcher, but he is mentally disabled and childish, and is childish and is generally unintelligent. Leatherface does have some pretty awful weaknesses on top of all this. He's rather slow and mentally disabled, which makes him more reliant on his family, which also scares him. So thinking-wise, he's not going to do much. He's also terrified of girls, oddly enough. So let's see if Michael Myers can stand up to the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Michael had a tortured childhood and is mentally psychotic, and he was driven to murder because of all this. However, you throw in a few years, well, not a few, more like most of his life at a mental hospital, and bam, you've got yourself one psychotic killer. Michael has superhuman characteristics and regeneration, and he's technically immortal in the sense that, well, if he dies, he just comes back a year later, but that's still a death, technically. He's also a skilled knife fighter and is good at sneaking around and has a small danger sense, making him a great murderer. Michael Myers carries a knife most of the time, but he'll usually just use whatever he can get his hands on, melee weapon-wise. He doesn't use guns or anything. Michael Myers does have the strength to kill people with ease and even tear down walls. He has peak human speed, as he can easily chase down and kill his victims. However, he usually just kind of walks at them. Michael has the durability to tank multiple shotgun blasts and keep moving, and can even keep fighting, giving him impressive stamina. Michael, however, is simple-minded and really only has a small hunter's instinct to rely on for strategy. Michael Myers does have a small weakness, though, being his immortality requires him a year or even more to come back from a death. Alright, so let's see which slasher will come out on top in this battle to the death. Leatherface is walking through a mansion. He revs up his chainsaw as he sees Michael Myers all the way down a long hallway. Leatherface runs at Michael Myers and swings his chainsaw overhead. Michael Myers barely dodges to the left and stabs his blade into Leatherface's back. Leatherface stumbles back, bleeding, with the knife still in his back. Michael starts walking towards Leatherface. Leatherface kicks Michael back and charges at him, plunging his chainsaw into Michael Myers' gut. Leatherface revs up his chainsaw and then rips it out of Michael Myers. Michael Myers stumbles a step back, but not before grabbing his knife and ripping it out of Leatherface. Leatherface pulls out his sledgehammer and starts swinging at Michael. Michael ducks and starts cutting Leatherface. Leatherface backs up and grabs his chainsaw. Leatherface charges at Michael with his chainsaw revving. Michael tries to dodge, but the chainsaw goes straight into him, and Leatherface keeps running. Michael Myers, desperately trying to escape, repeatedly stabs Leatherface. Leatherface lifts up the chainsaw, splitting Michael Myers in half. Leatherface grabs Michael Myers' body by the leg and starts dragging him back to his house for his next family dinner. And our winner is Leatherface, and honestly, this is one of, if not the closest battle I've ever done on this show. So I guess let's go down the list and go over why Leatherface wins our little Halloween battle. So strength is a tie, with both having the ability to kill full-grown humans and destroy walls with ease. Speed is almost a tie, with each of them at their best being peak human, but most of the time average human. However, Michael Myers has a slight edge, as he is more constant with his peak human speeds. Both of them can take hits from blades and shotguns and keep going, So this gives him a pretty much an equal stamina and durability edge. But here's where Leatherface gets a shocking edge. So get this, I'm giving the intelligence edge to Leatherface, and before y'all start saying that I'm stupid, I'm a piece of crap, and you click out of the video, unlike and unsubscribe and all that, just hear me out. Alright, yes, Leatherface is mentally disabled, but he is a skilled killer and butcher. That's like all he does. So all of his brain power is put into his craft, whereas Michael Myers is average human intelligence, but he doesn't really think about how to kill his people. He just kind of walks at them and kills. And that can be predictable, whereas Leatherface, with his wild fighting style, would be hard to read. Not to mention, he's scared of his family, so to go home being a failure at killing is more motivation, because he doesn't want them to be angry at him. But now we go into what really gives the edges. Weapons is a huge part of this. Michael Myers carries a knife, but Leatherface carries a chainsaw and sledgehammer. Tell me, if you're gonna fight a guy holding a chainsaw, are you gonna want to use a freaking knife? No, you're not gonna be able to block with that. And finally, the big argument someone will make is Michael Myers can heal, but that doesn't matter if he's dead. And we've seen Michael Myers die by headshots, so Leatherface could do something close to that with his hammer or chainsaw. So that's why Leatherface takes the win.
Next time on Combo Breaker. Mario vs. Sonic.